on day 20 of the Cricket's 20 Days of Game today, which means in theory, today would be the last day. Who would have believed? Anyway, today we're going to be playing a game. I like it to help a little bit if your dog's not dropping stuff. It helps with getting some joiner training. It helps with if your dog likes to steal stuff. It's a good way to make it so that when you actually get the toy back, it's not punishing for them. So I like to use this game to teach an out or drop it or something like that. For it, and you can use food or toy. I'll show it to you with both. If you're using toys, you will need two toys that are very, very similar, preferably identical. So these guys, they are two chaser tugs. So they have the long handle and it's sheepskin, very fluffy. But you can see they are identical. Blue handle, black sheepskin, black fur on them, same length, same everything. And for dogs that are really bad at switching from one thing and dropping whatever they're holding to something else, you'll want to start with two identical toys. Or if you're using food, the same type of food in both your hands. Once they make progress in it, you can switch to toys that are more different, and then you'll be able to switch from anything to anything. So high value to low value, back to higher value. I use this cue. So eventually you add in a cue. I use switch. And I use that cue also when, let's say she goes on and decides to chase this chipmunk. I'll just yell switch, and she'll come back because we're switching from that squirrel way out there to playing with me and having fun. For them, it's always a good deal. So toy switch, or food switch. If you're playing with toys, like I said, two identical toys when you're starting, what you're going to do, you're going to animate the first one. Move it around, play with it, depending on what your dog's like. If they like to chase it, you can make it dangle on the floor for them to chase. If they like to retrieve stuff, you can throw it for them to retrieve it. If they have a pretty decent retrieve, if they like to tug, just let them tug it. Things like that. So animate the first one, you're gonna kill it, stop moving it. If need be, step on it so they can't really reach it. For some of the dogs, what I'll do, I'll actually take my hand and hide the toy into my hands. So once again, for some dogs, she's holding it here. I want her to drop it. I'll actually do kind of something like this to limit how much of the toy she can get, so it's easier for her to actually drop it. So you're gonna animate the first one, kill it, animate the second one. Make the second one really crazy, make it exciting, make it so that your dog finds that the first one is boring and the second one is really interesting. And what they should do, they should switch from the first one to the second one. Don't put a cue on the behavior until you know that they do it fairly reliably. So once you're able to animate it, animate the other one, and keep switching, and they switch fairly well, then you're going to add in your cue. Which, it can take a while to get there, okay? That's not a problem. So I'll send you guys to play with Polka. I'll show it to you with the toys, and then I'll come back here, talk you through how to do it with food, and then I'll show it to you with food even if it's not as evident as with the toys. So that's how you play with toys. Like I said, start with two toys that are fairly identical and then move on to toys that are different. And you can start with things that are similar, but not quite identical. And for similar, for some dog, it just means that the toys have different color. So I don't have them with me, but I have 2 Holy Roller balls. One of them is blue, one of them is green. One of them has higher value because she can find it easier, the blue one, than the green one, especially if I'm playing outside. When I'm playing outside, the green one doesn't really pop up for her, so she has a hard time finding it. So I play mostly with the blue one, so it has higher value. When you're playing with food, once again, you'll want to start with same valued food in both of your hands at first. I'm just using kibble for this case, but you can use whatever. And with time, you'll be able to move to different value in each hand. But basically, with the food, you're going to start feeding them with one hand, stop feeding, offer the other hand, and feed from the other hand. Stop feeding, go back to the first hand. Once you see that they're doing it like with the toys fairly reliably, add in your cue. It can be out, drop, switch. I use switch, but you can use whatever. So feed, 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 stop feeding, switch, feed, feed, feed with the other hand. What you'll see when it's the same value, they catch on fairly quick and they're pretty good at it. But once you start to have like cheese in one hand and just kibble in the other, it can be a lot harder for them. They don't want to stop with the cheese. The cheese is really high value for them, as an example. Yeah. But they will learn that no matter what, you're going to win something, and usually you get to go back to that high value things that you love so much anyway, so might as well grab on to some extra food on the way by. So I'm going to let you guys go and see how I play it with food with Polka. Or food switch with food and toys. I hope everything is clear. It is a super good game, especially once you get to the higher levels where you're able to switch from high level rewards for your dog to lower value and then back to higher value. It is an awesome game to play and to master. This is just the very first game, the very first level in a way. Now that we've done with that, the game of the day, if you've made it this far, awesome. Keep watching. There's a couple of things that I have to cover with you guys. Number 1, I will be going back live on the 23rd, but on my dog grooming page, because I'm sharing all the videos from here to the grooming page. Also, because I do both, and it is important, both for my people that come in for grooming, as for you guys that come in for training, to do training with their dogs. So I will be going live on that page. There should be a link to that page. It's called Dog Destination Chien. There's going to be a link to the page below the video somewhere. So go and like it. Go and like the page if you want to get a notification when I do go live on that. I have some good news for you guys if you want to stay busy until we're able to go back to in-person training. So yeah, go like that page. Second thing that I have to cover with you, I've been loving making the videos for you guys. I hope you are loving it too. So I decided that, you know what, let's extend this. So I'll be doing videos until the 23rd, until that live. So I'll be doing two or three extra days. Can't remember. I believe it's two extra days to this, so it's going to be 22 games instead of only 20. If you have any struggles that you guys would like me to cover something like this, I'm going to do some online workshop. So if there's anything you want us to go through for them, post your suggestion either in the comment or send us a PM. And I hope to hear from you soon, and I will see you soon. I want to see you guys playing Toy Switch or Food Switch with your dog. Post it in the comments below. Go like the other Facebook page so you can hear all about the new stuff coming out on the 23rd. And I will talk to you soon.